The first day on the job then in charge of Dover Athletic in the Vanarama National League. Let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? Yes, we are bottom of the league, minus 12 points. You can't quite see behind me. It's basically because of forfeiting a match between, in basically the COVID years, shall we call them. Dover couldn't field a team because of furlough and all sorts of stuff, and they got deducted 12 points for this season, which makes our job a whole lot harder. And because of that, we are predicted to finish bottom of the table, 23rd out of 23. We have got a very, very difficult task on our hands at the moment. We don't have a particularly big squad either, so that is something that I've already started to look into. I've offered out trials to probably 300 footballers, so that could be something that might be happening within the next few days. And we are one of, I think, about 3 or 4 teams in the league that are semi-professional. Everybody else is professional. Being semi-professional means that we literally have half the amount of time to prepare for matches. We don't have all the other annoyances with being semi-professional, where players turn up and say, sorry boss, can't play today, I've got to go to my job as a scaffolder. We don't have that, which is kind of helpful, but we also don't have 5 days of training per week, which I feel like we might need. So, looking at our squad, this is our entire squad, and I've sorted it by ability, and I've highlighted these few players at the bottom, because those are players that aren't good enough for us. They are 2-star or less current ability. Potential, there might be some there. Marshall Ratton has 5-star potential, also Alex Green has 5-star potential, and he's only 16. But if we were to look at everyone else in the squad, that is, how many players is that? 16 players, which means we've only got enough for 5 subs. And any injuries, we are kind of screwed, which is why, if we have a look at our transfer dealings, we've offered trials to a lot of footballers in every position you can possibly think of. So hopefully we get a few of them in the next couple of days, and then we can start to beef out that squad. We're going to go forward now a few days into the future, and hopefully we've got some transfer dealing sorted. Before you go anywhere though, we've got no money either, which is no surprise to anybody. Be back in a sec. We are now on to the 20th of August, which is a day before the Vanarama National League kicks off, where we will play Solihull Moors, which will be later on in this episode. We have done a fair amount of business, but because you didn't see who was originally in the squad, and you probably don't know who was originally in the squad, I'm just going to show you what our first team currently looks like. We do still have a couple of players on trial, which, let's be honest, we're not going to get them because we've spent all of our money. So this is our team. I've already set up a tactic as well that I'm hopefully going to be playing, which is a 4-4-2 diamond formation. So that's going to be interesting. We're obviously not playing wingers, hence why we've got our players sorted by the training, and we don't have any wingers there. So we've got 2 goalkeepers, Adam Parks, who is on loan from Watford, I think, former Southampton goalkeeper. He is going to be our number 1 for the season, but he's only here for the season. I was looking at bringing in a more permanent choice, but we don't have the money to do that. We're going to have to do that in the summer, where we're going to try and find a brand new goalkeeper. But Adam Parks, that's his name, he will be our number 1. Into the defensive positions, we've obviously going to be playing 4 at the back. Our right wing-back positions, or right-back positions, 2 actually very good options. We've got Seth Nana Tuamasi, possibly could be his name, who's an ageing option, shall we say, 31 years of age, will be 32 come the end of the season. He's probably not going to be our number 1 because we've got this man. TJ Bramble is a 20-year-old Antiguan and Barbudan international. We've got an international footballer playing for Dover. He's versatile, which is quite handy. He's going to be a right-back primarily, but we could also use him in the defence midfield role, or possibly even a central midfield role if we need to do it. Plus, he's only 20 years old, so he has obviously got plenty of years ahead of him. If he's any good, we might still see him in a year or two's time. Probably will have outgrown him by the time we get to, let's say, League 2. But if we're still knocking about in the Vanarama National, TJ's hopefully still going to be here. We'll need to give him a new contract. On the opposite flank, we have the oldest man in our team, and that is Sam Wood. He is 35 years of age. He's only just turned 35, starts the game at 34. He's a left midfielder, really, but he's actually very good as a left-back as well, so he's probably going to be our number 1 left-back. We have brought in another left-back as well, who's hopefully going to be pushing him all the way, and come next season, probably will be our number 1. Kai Woolard Innocent is that left-back, signed formerly of Eastbourne Borough, Stratford and QPR apparently, 20 years of age. He's soon going to be 21 as well. He's not amazing, is he? But let's face it, we are Vanarama National level. We're not going to be getting world-class footballers. I'd argue he's barely Vanarama National level, but he's still young. Hopefully, next season when we actually need to be playing him, Kai is probably going to be a little bit better. Central defence is where it starts getting a bit interesting. We do have 4 pretty decent central defenders. Danny Collins, I would say, is probably one of our better options. 23 years old as well, so still relatively young. I don't think I signed him, but he is technically a new signing. There's quite a lot of new signings. He used to play for VfB Stuttgart. Fair enough, he's made his way back to Dover then. Jake Goodman as well is, I think, probably one of our main starting central defenders. 28 years old, he's just turned 28 as well. He's probably not as good as perhaps we would hope for our main starting centre-backs, but Jake Goodman's going to hopefully have to do a job for us. We also have Redder Johnson, who it still baffles me he's playing at this level of football. I remember him playing for Sheffield Wednesday, and I thought he was actually quite good. And then he signed for my local team a few years after leaving Sheffield Wednesday on a free transfer. He signed for Eastleigh in the Vanarama National. I think they were in the National at the time. Yeah, they were. On a free transfer. It was surreal. He just dropped down from the Championship to League One to the Vanarama National, and he's found his level. He is now 33 years old. He's technically, he's pretty good still, in my opinion. Physically, he's not great, but I don't think he ever was particularly good physically. He's also a coach. He's alright, he's a good defensive coach. Moving into the defensive midfield position, the deep-lying playmaker role is going to be filled by Dylan Barkers, a player who we brought in on loan from Cheltenham. He is costing us no money at all. We brought him in as a squad player as well. If we actually sort by set up, so he's going to be playing the role that he's actually going to be playing, he's not the best. But we are Vanarama National. Dylan Barkers should be able to do a pretty good job. He's also 6'4". Didn't know that. He's absolutely massive. His deputy is probably going to be Ryan Hansen, who arguably isn't very good, but, you know, we need to have somebody available to be the backup. Into the middle of the pitch, and the star man at the start of the save is Henry Woods, who is on loan from Gillingham, and he's only on loan until the 10th of January, and he's probably not going to want to extend his loan deal, which is why we've kind of had to buy quite a few midfielders. Woods is going to be superb for us up until January, and then we're going to have a massive gap in the middle of the pitch where we are going to struggle to basically get anything done. We have brought in Akil Rafi to also play in the centre of midfield on loan from Fleetwood. 18 years old, South African. He is also, I think he's part English and part Australian, there you go, so he's able to play because Brexit is an absolute nightmare when you're playing lower league football. I think Rafi's going to be quite handy. I purposely searched for players who have attributes that kind of match a Carolero, and Rafi was the only player who I could find who would join us. So I'm hoping he's going to do a decent enough job as a Carolero. We have also brought in on a permanent deal Zach Brown, 20 years of age, soon to be 21 years of age, formerly of West Brom. Doesn't look particularly great, but I've said this before in previous saves where I love a square. I do love a good square. As like a playmaker kind of role, a square seems to be really helpful because they can see, they've got the ability to pass it, they know what they're doing, and they don't get muscled off the ball too much. A square's actually quite good, in my opinion, so hopefully Zach Brown is going to be able to do a job for us. Probably not going to be playing a huge amount, but he's still going to be there and thereabouts near the first team. Basically, he might play once Woods goes back to Gillingham. We've also got Wassim Aoushira, possibly Wassim. He's on loan from Charlton, formerly of Marseille as well, 21-year-old Algerian. We are currently looking at playing him as a Mazzala. However, he can also play as an advanced playmaker, which is actually going to be the role that we're going to be playing. So Wassim is going to be quite a versatile footballer for us. He's going to be probably playing the most football because if he's not playing in attacking midfield, he's probably playing in central midfield. And finally, the strikers. The main man, in my opinion, and you're probably going to disagree with me, is 32-year-old Ricky Miller, who is apparently, he is a Dover legend. I think he played for them a while ago. He did, back in 14 to 17, 65 goals in 96 appearances. Ricky Miller is going to be our main goal scorer. 3-star current ability, obviously 32 years old, so he's getting on a bit. He's only got a year left on his contract. I would imagine we're probably not going to be able to extend his contract past the first season, but Ricky needs to be getting us some goals. We've also got Yanis Drace, who is a 27-year-old Frenchman who is not on a contract. I know I'm not going to give him a contract. We're just going to ride this one out and hope that nobody steals him. Drace he's okay. He's got lots and lots of 10s. He's going to be playing alongside Ricky Miller up front, but we've also got a couple of other players who will be able to challenge for that starting 11 position. Matthew Bentley being one of the main ones in my opinion. I think that he's one that I just signed. Maybe not. He's joined from Hornchurch apparently. 23 years old. I think there's definitely something there. Mentally, he's got some decent numbers. That composure, decision, determination, all quite handy. 9 finishing isn't amazing, but we are Vanarama National level, so 9 finishing is actually probably the Messi of the Vanarama National League. So that is the squad. I know there's plenty of players that I didn't even bother looking at. If we take a look at the transfers and have a look, so I actually managed to bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in total. We brought in Sarmiento Ramirez, Woolard Innocent, Josh Bailey, who I think, yes, he's a young central defender who's going to hopefully get better as time goes on. Zach Brown we mentioned, and then the 3 loanees, Barkers, Wassim and Rafi. We've also managed to loan out Kale da Costa to Gloucester, which is absolutely hilarious. It sounds like a start of a nursery rhyme. And we're getting £950 for that. That's helped out massively. We've also, where is he? What's his name? We've cancelled the loan deal for Aaron Cosgrave because basically we don't play wingers and he's not very good as a striker. Plus, he was getting paid £450 a week and that was coming out of our wage budget and we just don't have the budget to pay anyone like that. We are technically, and by technically, we are actually over our wage budget by currently about £250. It's not a lot at the moment. We are increasing our money as well. Pre-season wise, we have done reasonably well. We had a nice little purple patch in the middle, beating Eastbourne Borough, Leyton Orient, Corby and the Metropolitan Police. And then we started drawing some games. We played Wolves under 23s as well, where we lost 2-1. And Ricky Miller scored in a 1-1 draw against Southend, which was a match set up purely to try and get us a bit more money because we don't have any. I don't know if you've noticed that. So this is the tactic that we are going to look at to play for our season. It is going to be a 4-4-2 diamond narrow vertical tiki-taka. I really like the vertical tiki-taka. I've been playing it on my Swansea beta save, which is probably now finished by the time this video comes out. I've been playing it on offline saves as well. I'm doing one with Southampton, which seems to do really well. Got into Europe with them, which is also quite handy, isn't it? So this is what it's going to be. It's going to be 4 at the back, a ball-playing defender, a central defender, 2 wing-backs, obviously. This player here, I feel like is going to be very, very important. We've got 2 playmakers. Might be a risk. Definitely might be a risk. But the plan is, this guy gets it to this guy can then get it to one of the 2 strikers. That's kind of my hope. Don't think that's how it's going to work, but that's what we're going for. We've also got my old faithful formation that I had for Swansea, which is basically a 5-2-1-2 vertical tiki-taka once again, which just gives us a little bit more defensive structure, I think. And I've also set up a park the bus because there will be some matches in the Vanarama National League where we are expected to get absolutely smashed, and this is hopefully going to stop that from happening. Club vision-wise, is quite interesting actually. There's not a lot going on. Obviously one of the main things is work within the wage budget. It's going to always be there for the smaller clubs. It is something that we are definitely not doing at the moment, but we are going to hopefully manage to get that done. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. I've done quite a lot of signing of under 23-year-olds, which is good. They just want us to not get relegated, which is going to be a challenge because obviously we start with that minus 12 points. And even after all of our transfers, we are still rooted to the bottom of the table, 400 to 1 to win the league. I'm kind of aiming for around 13th to 15th. This sort of region here is where we're going to try and hopefully end up. Obviously, mission 1 though, is we need to get rid of that minus 12 points. We need to win 4 games just to get to 0 points. That is not going to be easy. The starting lineup then for the first game of the season. We're at home. It's the Crab Athletic Park, I think, is where Dover play their home games against Solihull Moors. We're going to go with Adam Parks in goal, TJ Bramble as the right back, Sam Wood as the left back, Goodman and Collins in the middle, and then 4 loanees in the middle of the pitch with Barkers, Rafi, Woods and Wassim, and then it's going to be Drace and Miller up front. We are only allowed to have 5 loan players in our squad, which means if we had any more, we wouldn't even be able to put them on the bench, which is another reason basically why I got rid of, what was his name? Cosgrove? I got rid of him because we was never going to get in the squad. Here we go then, stepping out onto the field for the first time in this save. I feel like we need to make sure all of these are changed. Yes, we do. I think that's where we go. And then hopefully this should be the level of highlights and speed and everything. This is clearly not an actual highlight, so I don't think I'm going to bother commentating. Hold on, maybe I should bother commentating. Bramble's got the ball on the right-hand side and we've won a corner after literally 40 seconds. This is good. I've also slowed the game down a little bit because I think it was a little bit too fast for me to actually commentate on. Woods' corner comes in towards the back post. Miller's not going to get there. Howell heads the ball clear. maybe it wasn't a highlight. Goal kick for Boot to kick it over the halfway line then for Solihull Moors. McNally, through ball, finds Simmons. He's managed to get past the defence. He's been forced out wide, crosses it in anyway. It's a good block. Joe Sparrow is their former Burton Albion player. Cranston crosses it in. McNally's going to control it. Outside the penalty area for the moment towards the front post. What is going on here? It's in the hand of Adams Parks. And is that the highlight? That was the highlight. A bit of a strange one. Joe Sparrow then with a corner this time. Towards the back post. Howard's there. Hits the top of the bar. Goes over. Still 0-0 here down on the south coast. Bramble with a free kick. Goes straight to Simmons. And Solihull Moors once again can come forward. But Adam Parks comes out, holds on to that one. So what are we doing then? Rolls it out to Goodman. Left-hand side is Sam Wood, the old man of the team. Wassim to Woods. Now Miller. Ricky Miller, hoping a lot of goals from Miller, but if he plays like that, it's not going to happen. Simmons, back to Sparrow. Cranston's not going to get there. Bramble does. Drace isn't going to get there, though, for us either. Joe Sparrow's going for a run off towards the left-hand side. 3 in the box. Plenty of white shirts of ours, though. Cranston crosses. McNally's there on the volley. He's at the underside of the bar. And we almost conceded goal of the season after 13 minutes. Sparrow's gone over to take the corner as well, so we are still under pressure. Adam Parks again with a decent save. It says it cannons off him. I don't know how much he knew of that save, but it's a save nonetheless. Sparrow once again with another corner. Cleared. Come on, Wassim. Wassim's going to collect this. And now, can he run? Is this an actual highlight, or are we just going to randomly stop? Down the wing to Drace. It's not going to find him. It's kicked off down the tunnel. It's going to still be 0-0. Wood with the throw. Lots and lots going on at the moment. Wassim back to Wood. Now Woods crosses it in. Back post is Drace. Heads it across goal. And in fact, Yanis Drace has somehow managed to put that in the top corner. 15 minutes played. Dover Athletic have taken the lead against Solihull Moors on the opening day of the season. -9, everybody. Now, I don't know if Solihull Moors are any good, so I don't know whether this is something we should be celebrating or not. Rafi with the corner. It's gone over everybody, and okay, not really sure what happened there. Boot then, with it in his hands, kicks it over the halfway line. We need to get that forward, and Woods heads it straight to McNally. Fair enough. I mean, it's Vanarama National Football, Stuart. Let's not get too carried away. Let's not expect, like, special things happening. Maycock plays it in the middle, finds Joe Sparrow. Now McNally. Why did we not get the ball there? And McNally's put there in the bottom corner. It's 1-1. Adam Parks probably should have put his arms out to stop that one. Instead, it's gone in. Well, we're getting chances. 7 chances, 4 on target. They've had 13 now and 5 on target. So they are clearly getting the better chances. TJ Bramble's throw. It's Yanis Drace, our goal scorer. Back to Bramble once again. Down the line is Drace. Doesn't want to use him. Goes back to Collins instead. The weirdly played for VfB Stuttgart Collins. It's Maycock forward with the ball. Stops and presents it across. Sure, we'll go with that. McNally down the right-hand side. Sam Wood nicks. Good. Back to Goodman. So is this going to be our highlight, or is this going to be us misplacing the pass? Yep, yes, it's us misplacing the pass again, isn't it? Every time. How? Ball forward. Simmons has got over the defence. He's one-on-one with the keeper, and Kendra Simmons makes it 2-1 to Solihull Moors. We're back on -12. Free kick for us just before half-time. Woods to Goodman, and Goodman has made it 2-2 just before half-time. So we certainly do. It's not 2-2. He's been ruled out for offside. Is he offside? Probably. Is he number 6? Yeah, he's probably offside. That's fair enough. But we do seem to know how to score goals. We do need to score 2 in the second half if we want to get 3 points here. We're in a position we deserve. Show me. Yeah. Show me what? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not very good at team talks. No changes at half-time for us. However, Goodman and Miller are playing pretty poor at the moment. So is Danny Collins as well. Arguably, Solihull Moors, when you look at their match rating, do deserve to be winning this game. They're just playing so much better than us. I'm going to scroll the league table down so you can see us at the bottom there, just underneath Weymouth. Right, let's do some changes. Miller's coming off. Ben Williamson is going to be the man to come on. Probably should have sorted out my subs bench. We've got 2 centre-backs and a right-back. I'm going to also switch over Wassim and Henry Woods. Woods is going to move up to be the advanced playmaker. Wassim's going to drop back to be that Mazzala. Is this a highlight because of the subs, or is something actually going to happen here? Rooney's got the ball. Is that Adam Rooney? It might be. It is Adam Rooney. I've just read his name. McNally to Maycock for Solihull Moors. Across to Joe Sparrow. Finds loads and loads of space for Cranston. Goes for goal. Adam Parks palms it over the bar. It's going to be another chance for Solihull Moors from the corner. Joe Sparrow has gone over to take it as well. Towards the front post. A header clear from Wassim. And now Woods, the 2 players who have switched positions, can now potentially... They can't start a counter-attack because he didn't kick the ball hard enough. And now it's coming straight back towards us. Sparrow again to Cranston. back to Joe Sparrow. We're not looking very good, are we? Have I bitten off too much here? Have I bitten off way more than I can chew with this Dover save? Ball comes in, Simmons is there, and Kendra Simmons gets his second goal of the game. It's 3-1 to Solihull Moors. We should have done better than this. Solihull Moors have just been really good. They've just played really well today. We've done all right. We've had good chances. Drace obviously scoring that goal wasn't the best goal. Solihull Moors have had 21 shots. What? Final few minutes of the match, and I'm just going to let it play out. We are going to be still obviously rooted to the bottom of the table after the first match, but was there anything sort of that we can take from that match that was actually quite good? We weren't good enough at all. I'm going to say to Ricky, you were terrible. I'm furious with your performance. You looked down and uninspired. Let's not do any more team talks, shall we? So after being 1-0 up, we lose 3-1. And, I mean, are these players any good? He's much better than what we've got. And Simmons is... Yes, Simmons, if I look at that shape and his numbers, he's a League One footballer. He shouldn't be playing in the Vanarama National. Oh, and Ricky Miller is already getting annoyed because I shouted at him. You're furious? You're furious? No, I've got no concerns. You shouldn't have... Oh, what are we doing? I'm just going to apologise. He's now offended. Oh, what have we done here? I've just annoyed our most experienced player. Well, episode 1 then, in the bag. And, yes, we're still down the wrong end of the table, sat at the bottom. At least we scored. At least we've scored a goal. Next episode, we're going to go forward and we're going to do Weymouth and Bromley, I think, at the end of September. So 5 matches in between. I'm hoping we can win maybe 1 or 2 of them. That's what we need to try and do. Ideally, we need to have a much better performance than what we had there against Solihull Moors. But thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you're new to the channel and you're excited to see the Dover Athletics save, do remember to hit the subscribe button. You can hit the notification bell as well. And I'll be back with Weymouth and Bromley. And hopefully, next episode we might be on 0 points. That's probably asking for too much. Thanks for watching.